Okay, y'all, it seems highly likely, just because of some things that are going on, seems highly likely that we're going to get some real official Jon Snow sequel news. At the very least, we're probably going to be getting some kind of announcement of some sort. Let's get into it. Okay, so recently HBO released this 4-minute little short on their YouTube channel, a little feature called Jon Snow's Journey. And what it did, it just highlighted what his character was doing, what his character went through during the entirety of the Game of Thrones series. So it started season 1, showed him when he was taking his goddamn Night's Watch bullshit, whatever. Like it all the way up to when he killed the true queen, the true heir of the Iron Throne, heir to the Iron Throne, Daenerys Targaryen. Y'all can stay mad about it. To me, she is queen. I'm on Daenerys' side. I am a Daenerys stan. I'm a Daenerys apologist. I already know that I cannot stand what the writers did to her character, because even if you are going to take a character that is quote unquote good and turn them quote unquote evil, the very least you could do is make sure that transition makes sense. But I'm not going to rant about it yet again. Y'all already know how I feel. So, so they released that. HBO released that. It was a little short. And it just showed Jon Snow's journey, like it says. But also, Kit Harrington is apparently going to be at this Game of Thrones official fan convention that's going to be happening December 9th through the 11th. So this weekend, he's going to be there at this convention. Now, the description of this event, right, from the official website says, the first officially licensed fan convention commemorates HBO's iconic and world-renowned series Game of Thrones. Fans of the franchise can expect an action-packed experience with 3 days of programming featuring special guests, panel discussions, cosplay and trivia questions, photo ops, autograph signing sessions, sales of exclusive Game of Thrones merchandise, and more. There will be announcements and surprises at the convention. So obviously, to me, this is not a coincidence. We got HBO talking about Jon Snow, promoting Jon Snow stuff. Then Kit Harrington is going to be at this damn thing. I just would be very, very, very surprised if we don't get some kind of announcement. Now, I saw, just with all of this Jon Snow talk happening, I saw somebody that said this Jon Snow. Let me see what this person said. Because it was on Twitter. They said the Jon Snow show should be one episode, and it's just Grey Worm finding Jon at the wall and brutally killing him. Yeah, don't put your hands on the fucking mother of dragons, babes. I don't know what to tell you, girl. When you put your hands on the mother of dragons, all bets are off. Grey Worm should have got your ass. The Dothraki should have beat your ass up. I mean, since they over here respawning. Ooh, girl. Ooh, that last season was such a goddamn mess. It was such a mess. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I am definitely biased against Jon Snow because he put his hands on my mama. Why would you put your hands on my mama? That's my mama. Okay, but I want to read to you what Lady Dragon JJ on Twitter says about this. And she also goes by Lady Dragon JJ on TikTok. She does amazing House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire videos on there. Someone else who I absolutely love, who does Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, Song of Ice and Fire content as well, is Gray Area. She's just so knowledgeable, so amazing. She has a fun personality as well. She's cool as hell. But either way, Lady Dragon JJ says this: the only way I see this Jon Snow show working, is by fully immersing itself into the lore of Beyond the Wall. We're talking lands of always winter. We're talking hard home destruction and why. Giants, the children, ice spiders, ice dragons in the shivering sea. Really dwell deep into the magic. If Jon Snow is going to introduce additional conflicts in Westeros, Sansa's ruling the north, Bran being whatever the fuck he is, this is not the way. We watched the sausage get made. I don't need to see how it's shit out. If they are not gonna do Beyond the Wall lore, then have Jon finally embrace his heritage, his dragon blood. It's the only way to make this character interesting. He's so fucking boring in the show. Spice him up, have him be Aegon. So listen. Of course, Miss Lady Dragon is completely correct. I just don't, the whole entire way that Sansa got put in the North, that Bran got crowned, that shit was fucking ridiculous. That shit was ridiculous. I'm so sorry. And so obviously we're gonna have conflicts if you got somebody, you know, Sansa's already ruling the fucking North, and then you got a Stark on the fucking you got Bran, and I hate that they call him Bran the Broken. It's so, oh God, oh my God. But yeah, you got, I don't even know how that happened. Of course, there would be political fallout. It would just, you think that, oh, okay, once we win the war and take the Iron Throne, everything is gonna be fine. Everything's not gonna be fine. People are gonna be obviously pissed that your ass is even on the throne in the fucking first place. So like, I just don't want to see him go all the way up to the North, and he's obviously gonna have to come down to deal with something, obviously. But I don't want it to be that, okay, when we see Jon Snow in the North, he's already making, you know, in season 1, he's already getting himself together to come back down to King's Landing to deal with something, right? It's just like, damn, I don't want to see that. I completely agree. I think we should stay around the wall, stay at least for a good part of the, you know, beginning of the show. We should investigate all the shit that's going on up there. We talking about ice dragons and ice spiders, and, you know, I get into the lore of the North and, you know, Beyond the Wall, all of that. It would be really cool if you're even gonna have this character do anything remotely interesting. Like, oh my goodness, because I'm racking my brain trying to figure out how, like, where are we going with this story? Where are we going? He, like, I always make fun of Jon, like he ain't gonna have nobody to save him, to resurrect him, so how are we going to, how is the story gonna be interesting at all if there's nobody helping him, giving him his fucking life alert? Like, how is this how is this gonna be any different from him just moping around all of season 8? And I think that's what a lot of people are curious about. Now, this is coming from the Fortress of Solitude website. Link to it is in my description, but the last part of the article says, recently some fans have theorized that the HBO Jon Snow show could be about the 6th Blackfyre Rebellion. What does this mean to Jon and the rest of Westeros? War, that's what it means. The rebellions were a series of uprisings initiated by Targaryen bastards who claimed their rights to the Iron Throne. The name comes from a sword made of Valyrian steel, blah, 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 blah. House Blackfyre has since been considered extinct, with the 5th and final Blackfyre Rebellion proving to be their doom. However, considering young Griff's circumstances, fans believe that the man might choose to call himself Aegon Blackfyre, rallying his forces against Bran the Broken. Oh, I hate that name. Let's not forget, because are you necessary? You're not broken if you're just different. Anyway, let's not forget that Bran's crowning was not met with universal acclaim. Duh. There are still some in King's Landing who would have preferred a Baratheon sitting on the Iron Throne, or even someone from the other noble houses. The Starks, as much as we love them, were not as respected or beloved by the people of King's Landing. Bran would become Griff's first target. That is a given. The worst part is that Griff, if he called himself Aegon Targaryen, could amass a considerable army made from houses who still remember the violent killing of Elia Martell. At the very least, he'd have what's left of House Martell at his feet. And maybe even the remains of the Golden Company. Since Jon moved up to the wall once again at the end of Game of Thrones, even though there's no longer a White Walker threat up there, the HBO Jon Snow series could be about Jon's confrontation against the Targaryen usurper, a final battle to determine who is the rightful heir to the Targaryen name. A 6th Blackfyre Rebellion sounds like the ideal backdrop to a show about bastards and Targaryens, making this fan theory a rather compelling one. It will also give fans more insight into the prophecy of the prince that was promised, as both Jon and Griff were considered for this role in the books and in the show. So yeah, I don't know. What do y'all think about that? I really would love it if we just explore a lot of the lore of, like, Beyond the Wall. Just the North, especially if y'all not bringing Daenerys back to come hunt this motherfucker down. I I really want y'all to keep y'all hands off of Drogon. Like, I want y'all to keep y'all hands off of Drogon so bad. I'm just gonna be so pissed if Jon Snow over here riding around Drogon ass. Like, oh my God, y'all gonna piss me off. I just feel like y'all gonna piss me off with this shit. I just feel like y'all gonna piss me off. So we gonna wait to see. Cause like I said, I really do think we getting some news. We might be getting some news soon. So we gonna wait to see what they're gonna give us. We gonna wait to see what the show is about. We gonna wait to see before we make any assumptions. But given how boring Jon Snow was in the show, and especially towards the end of that trash ass writing, like, y'all have to come real hard. Like, y'all have to give me something good. Okay? But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thank y'all so much for checking out the video, and I will catch y'all later. Peace.